Okay, guys, I have spent many, many dark nights thinking about this story. Just trying to come to grips with what it could possibly mean. And, I, the putative explanations that are here. Let's just start with the explanations of the text that are in the text, okay? Um, First of all, it's like God is apparently doing this. In verse 1, it says, God is doing this to test Abraham. One of Prof. MPH's videos points out how absurd this is. Okay, if God is all knowing and if God knows everything, why does He have to test Abraham? That this makes completely no sense. If God is omniscient, God should already know what Abraham would have done in this situation. So you really can't have it both ways. Okay, either you have an omnipotent, omniscient God, or you have a dumb God in certain sense who is putting Abraham through this ridiculous exercise to find out a piece of information which is very of extremely dubious value in my personal opinion. Um, I just don't get it. I honestly I don't get it. What are the explanations here? Okay, let's turn to the end here and where the messenger of God is crying out from the heavens here to Abraham, verse 16. It says, "By my own self I swear, declares the Lord, that because you have done this thing and you've not held back your only son, which is not his only son, your only son, I will greatly bless you, yada, yada, yada." So this is a reward? I mean, this is kind of like a... I don't understand. Okay, I really don't get it. Okay, so if you want to test Abraham for these things, um, why would you even want to know whether Abraham would sacrifice his son or not? What is so important about knowing that? Right? Why is it so important to God to know for sure that Abraham would be willing to brutally murder his son with a meat cleaver? And the fact that Abraham would do that is such a great thing to know. Um, I don't understand. I'm just mystified. That just completely mystifies me. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Um, uh, I'm sorry. It just there's nothing I can do. There's nothing. I mean, first of all, okay, let's think about it this way. Okay, you're talking to an atheist about your religion, right? And you give him this book, this Bible book, and say, okay, go read this book, and it'll tell you all about morality and things like that. Okay, to an atheist, okay, to somebody who's never read this book before, this is completely it's completely beyond the pale. There's nothing you can tell me that will make me believe it's okay for any parent at any time to be willing to brutally murder their son to a god. I don't think that human sacrifice is a good thing under any circumstances. I cannot imagine a circumstance under which it would be a good thing. It's completely a non-starter to me. If you want to tell me that this God has morality, or is in the foundation of morality, or is the source of your morality, um, I, I, I can't do anything with that. I'm sorry. It's not going to work. I just don't think children should be hacked apart with meat cleavers. Why? I don't get. I really don't understand. The only thing that I can, I mean, there's the only possible thing that I can come away with of this story is the following. Okay, um, if we bring this story up against the Euthyphro by Plato, Socrates asked the question, and it's a very interesting question. Okay, so say something is a good thing to do. It's pious. It's a moral thing to do. Okay, the question is it moral because God loves it, or does God love it because it's moral? That's the question. Okay, so it's like, pick any moral principle that you want. Thou shalt not murder, for example, which is flagrantly, flagrantly disregarded in this story. Okay, but let's just take that for an example, right? Thou shalt not murder. Okay, does God say thou shalt not murder because it's good not to murder, or is it good not to murder for the sheer reason that God just says that it's not good to murder, right? Um, you know, for Socrates, the answer is clear. It is just because a God says it's a good thing to do doesn't mean that it's a good thing to do. It's good or bad, independently, objectively, if you want to say it that way, of whether or not a God says that it's a good thing to do or not. So that's kind of like the Greek conception of objective morality. The Greek conception would be, or the Platonic conception, let's say, is that whether something is good or a bad thing to do is not relative to anybody. There's no relativism at all. It's objectively good or objectively bad to do. It's not even relative to God. Okay. So, for example, in the Plato, or in Plato's Republic, there's a question put there. Okay, what is justice? And one of the sophists in the dialogue says, well, justice is the advantage of the stronger party. In a democracy, the stronger party would be the people, so justice would be whatever is good for the people. In a tyranny, the stronger party is the dictator, so justice would be whatever is good for the dictator, right? Socrates does not like this answer. He says that's completely non-starter, right? But the thing is like, it looks like the Hebrew conception, or the Jewish conception, or the Judeo-Christian, what a weird phrase, conception of it is completely opposite. It looks like that the people who believe in the Bible do believe in relative morality, a relativistic version of morality. They believe morality is relative to God. And it really is what the stronger party says. God is like the strongest party that there is, so whatever he says goes. If he says you should kill your son, you should kill your son. That's the most moral thing in the world to do. Really, that's about all I can bring out of this. I mean, I think this story was put here for the sheer purpose of that, just saying that morality is relative to God. There is no objective reality. There is no sense of morality being what we vote on and what we agree together. Forget that. Morality is just whoever is the strongest person in the situation gets to decide what is moral, and God is the strongest person in every situation. Therefore, God decides what's moral. And if you acknowledge that, and if you are willing to go along with that and say that, yes, okay, God is like the strongest guy here, so I can't beat him, so I'm gonna join him, then you will be blessed. I don't know. If anybody can come up with something else that will help me here, feel free. But please, 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 tell me something new. Okay, tell me something that I haven't heard a million times before. Thanks a lot.